Souls 1. Again. It's back. In native 60 FPS. And with like whole tens of convenience feature. Well, drop that little 10 of feature. Some larger than others. It's Souls the First, again. Dropping in medias, having skipped the pregame over to... I think a lot of people would agree that Andre, at least, is the point where the game proper begins. With Humid Daniel here, level 1 Pyromancer, temporarily in Way of the Wood. Just to have to sort of habit of... I talked to Petrus, and had nothing better to do. It will be some time before I have any character carrying, you know, the noise rocks, the carvings. But hello, fresh warm to Souls. And as you can tell by the bell ringing, which has been happening pretty frequently throughout, the game is populous. Since, you know, it was just released, like, yesterday. There's people in places. Soulsing, maybe, with also modified matchmaking. Improved, but hey, they put password matchmaking into Souls 1. There's your fucking A rank, S tier, Galaxy Brain, convenience improvement. Most important thing from Souls 3. You can just manually sync up with friends if you want to with friends. What is this option though? What does ranking registration mean? Are there leaderboards now? I guess? Does the arena work now? Also, you can choose local or global matchmaking for regions. You can opt in to intercontinental network shenanigans. Choices in the hands of players. It's weird. Yeah, Humidan here has cleared the body of the parish and gone back to Firelink once he's got like the key to the asylum for when it's time to redo that. Most of my game plan here is to, like, wait around and see if people want to co-op. Just be, helpful friend phantom. Become Sunbro of the swamp, I guess. A Sunbro, but I don't do any miracles, I just set fire to things. Fire is a miracle, if you think about it. Yeah, the region coding is probably just Japan or non-Japan. Still, that means you can opt in to Japan from not Japan. Fire, that's like a miracle, but from people instead of the sky. Miracles of dirt. Although Dan is probably going to have a hard time being visible to anybody for co-op. I might have to level him up. I, like, on principle want to keep him low level just for the hell of it. Just for, you know, hey, a level 1 Pyromancer. I might want to have that around to be rude. But then there's also the change up they did to matchmaking of it's now level plus weapon level, so the actual floor for things is different. And like I have put some pluses into his basic swamp hatchet here. Oh, there we go. The world is maybe alive? Yeah! Yeah! Let's go! Have you not killed the channeler yet? Interesting. Dude, swordsman, and a wizard. Good team. Wow. Destroyed. Gonna be alright. Praise the swamp. Yeah, this encounter of, 20 nude hollows remains, kind of cute. Just, here's an enemy you're going to underestimate. What if there were 500 of them, though? Who would win, one swamp wizard or 24 jerky boys? I already let Lautrec out of prison, and I'm gonna, like, easy murder him later. Or I could just as well not murder him. I don't mind having the Firekeeper out of commission for a bit. That's one of those things that looks rude, but really isn't. Because, like, it happens when you're about to go into Sens anyway, so your new hub is here. Until you're done in Anor Londo, and at that point you've avenged her. And you get the Dingy set, so that's just good times all around. I'll do some of this, and then eventually one would advance into the depths to get Laurentius and buy more swamp magic. Level up my swamp fist. Yeah, experience so far, your quick, back of an envelope review. It's Souls 1, but smoother, cleaner. All the visuals are like. It feels like they cleaned the lens, is how I would describe it. Like an actual remaster of film. When you see like the before and after of here's a reel that's been covered in gunk because it's been sitting in a locker for 20 years, and here's a fresh copy made from the source that's been chemically treated. Just everything is a bit more vibrant, a bit more smooth. I will help you. What has this person done to create this layout of enemies? Like, you heard the dance, they've aggroed the wizard upstairs, but they hadn't killed the Bernicky Knight down at the altar. And they had a hollow warrior up this stairwell? Oh, they did a bold, daring run back. They ran all the way to the gargoyles in the time it took me to finish loading in from a summon from the front door. What a move! So they're gonna be fighting the +2 gargoyles, but both the phantoms, just me and the other guy, are both back in the hollow corridor. Fascinating! It is unclear what sort of move you were attempting to do. Alright, you got a big sword, you take point here. Okay, you're deciding to run through. I, however, have missed the boat. I will have to carve my way through some meat. As Bell Gargoyle fight is happening somewhere. Alright, missed it. Don't quite have my soul legs back. Also, none of the runs I completed of Souls 1 used axe as a main weapon. Let me refill and I'll just go ahead and bring this up to Axe 5.
Well, you need it.
Or at least Axe 4. Yes, I need further shard for that, right.
Where are you off to?
I hope that was double gargoyle man up there. Godspeed, help me. Man, coming back fresh out of Souls 2, it is so refreshing that backstabs can happen. Enemies that actually commit to a facing when they're doing a move instead of living on a swivel. Alright, come here. Come here, Boulder. Delicious. Not quite at the point of one-handing, one-shotting with a light attack here. With a heavy. That is an important threshold to cross with swarms. The second swing is very decisive. Whoop. Whoop. There's always more. Always more. Always meat. Two-handed light attack should do it, but that was true a while ago. That was true at +3. Yeah, there we go. 100 damage. I have not seen any Miracle Resonance Rings yet while walking around. They might have removed that. Since that, I think that's a mechanic no one ever took advantage of. At all. Look at that. Stab to the back. Fearsome. Oh yes, Gravelording is still non-functional in the way that it functions but doesn't. I have had Gravelord messages appear. It's great. They did not alter that thing that will make Gravelording never a scene. Never a thing. Unless New Game Plus gets remarkably more popular. On the way out here through the Burg, you had like 2 or 3 Gravelord Phantoms have been banished. Might get more use out of moving my sign up to the fog wall. Be up proximate to somewhere. Nope, nope, nope. Did not mean to do that. Also didn't cash in the Firekeeper's soul from up here yet. That stayed in my inventory for a while. Let's go do that, maybe. Buy more shards. That fog wall is very grabby. Yeah, fog wall, or maybe at the elevator. Maybe just in front of the altar in general. That is the midpoint. It's where all the lines converge. Two one-handed light swings for a Hollow Warrior. And yeah, that summon sign isn't going to mean anything, because I am going to go Strengthen Flask. Get to Flask 2. That Flask 1 naturally being from raiding New Londo. The natural first step for a Swampman is to go die in Swamp City. Pay tribute to Swamp. I'm over here now. Good times. Yeah, all the lighting effects off glowing things are much more pronounced. All the, like, marks on the ground are more vibrant. Look at that bonfire! Look at that soul count! I never used DS Fix, so I have no idea how the visual updates in this compare to what DS Fix did with the Prepare to Die. A lot of stuff is very glossy. We got that pristine sheen, that shimmer. Yeah, just put that at the stairs. All roads lead to stairs. I am the Lorax. I speak for the flame. Like, look how far away I can see that summon sign from. That's just gorgeous. How strong the highlight is on that. As long as it's loaded into the environment, you will notice every mark on the ground. They stand out nicely. There also are higher native resolutions in play than 720. I'm keeping it at 720 since I stream at 720. So, may as well. Just saves me screen real estate. My whole streaming loadout is one monitor. In order to keep track of, you know, alerts, chat, what have you. Need that real estate. all the shuffling up there? Nothing should have drawn the attention of the meat. Or is that just you stepping around? Also, yes, most importantly, since the 60 frames is innate and not being stapled onto an engine, there's none of the bugs that you would get from, like, weird jump length or falling through the universe in 60 frame mode. You don't need to put the limiter back on in order to do various moves. Okay, got there. I have achieved the one body blade on this axe. Maybe more. Somebody's ringing those bells. Were there any statements about what the, like, the rating is on upgraded weapons for the matchmaking? Is it just, like, 1-to-1 levels, or is there some multiplier on that? Is Humid Daniel appearing on the grid as a level 6 for having 5 points of axe and 1 point of self? Only level would matter in original Souls 1. However, this is the remaster. They added weapon scaling to player matchmaking. At least I've heard said that that's the case. Any information on the subject could be lies. Or could be meant to be true, but not yet properly implemented. Boulder, come on. Alright, advertising says one, community seems to agree the other. All is well, then. Which, also, being a level 1 is not going to be a problem for finding friends in this zone. Like a 20 level window? Both directions, so... yeah, that's normal numbers for being in the parish-ish. Yeah, there it is. I have not been human at any point, so I haven't invited any invading. If invasions will occur, it will be inflicted on whoever I'm co-oping it. I'm out here doing community service. Wait, hold on. Did they enabled flasking while summoned? Okay. Intriguing. Ah, there you are. Hello. Why though? What, did you trip over my summon sign? Was that a misclick of a summon? Or maybe he was planning to go to Andre and just wanted the fog wall out of the way. No idea. Who can say for sure? Maybe he thinks he's too good for the swamp. What, do you find my magics unsavory? Do you take issue with Humid Daniel here? Ah, look at that high definition jerky. Great mode. Yeah, while human, Dan has kind of a powder blue skin tone. I did the conventional, mashing on the create similar face button until things go places. It hollows well. Do I have any other hats yet? No. Just my swamp rag. Got some hollow armor and some boulder gloves. Yeah, now we souls in. Them fine meat legs. The hollow pants with one shoe. With about half of one shoe. I never wore these, so I never got a good chance to look at them. Look at that. Look at that boot debris. That's amazing. It's the lower part of the shoe, and then just the very top of the neck of the boot is still tied to the leg, but everything in between is rotted off. Excellent. Whereas the warrior waistcloth has neither shoe, but more leg wraps. Get them swamp boots back on now. I see no reason not to use swamp attire for now. It's very much the point of the game where armor numbers don't matter yet. Armor is for fashion and for whatever weight class you feel like rolling in, which, yeah, light roll is here. A full front flip. Alright. Yeah, there's not too much else on the table for progression if I'm keeping Humid Daniel level 1. Like, I've only found a handful of weapons in the early game, of which many of those are just out of bounds. For current stats, can't wing spear, can't halberd. Definitely can't claymore. Broken straight sword, though. Yeah, the reinforced club is widely agreed upon to be like the best level 1 weapon. It's just a very dependable piece of work, just a stick. It gets jobs done, and it's blunt damage, which is always great. Remaster, alright. Remaster, it's Souls 1, again. I think most of the complaints you will see about it are people disappointed that it didn't try to do more. Which is fair complaint. Otherwise, it's problems this has is problems Souls 1 had. Less a couple of problems. It's Souls. Again. It's a remaster. They cleaned it up. It's the same thing, but clean. Ish. Remaster in the non-George Lucas sense. Because we're gonna pretty it up. Make a fresh copy.
Beep.
I don't actually have to kill the gargoyles to go to the depths. I already have the key. Let's go get Laurentius. The summons aren't fighting. It's fine. We'll be back. Also, if you're gonna try to do jokes about bad Lucasian? About bad revisions of Souls, do not start with the thought of adding Gavlon to more things, because that's a strict improvement. You wheel, you deal. The ambush has failed. It's fine. Welcome back, Bridgeworm. Always good to see ya. Now hop down. Come on. Come on down. Yes, so that I can proceed to try to run away. We'll see if that... Maybe? 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 Maybe. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. We're all fine here. How are you? Right, Bridge Drake, not Bridge Worm. Also, going to the depths still requires Capra? Goat fight? We might be goat fighting. As level 1 Pyromans. I did take the Master Key as my gift, so I'll be making use of that wherever convenient. Yeah, the key can get me straight to Blighttown, but I do want Laurentius. Gotta represent my swamp brother. Also, if you're around, I suppose I'll just, Oop, oop, hold on. That's Dark Souls. If the sound had continued, I would have been able to respond in time to that. And it was out of focus. These things happen. It's fine. We're back in Souls 1, where death has minimal consequence to encourage you to just kind of douche it. That statement landed between like 4 different words.
4 whole words.
Such is the curse. Hello, welcome. Souls 1
Hello.
Remastered. It's okay. It's Souls 1 again. It's back.
Yeah, I figured as much. I'm actually surprised to see it on Steam. I didn't realize it was coming to anything that wasn't like the Switch or the PS4 or whatever.
It just landed. It's here. Suddenly released.
Somebody help.
But yeah, thus far, pretty much just the Souls, but slightly prettier.
Yes. Slightly cleaner. You have multi-use of items. You have a covenant menu at bonfires. You have password matchmaking. That's there. Or at least there's a menu option for it. Whether or not it actually works is an open question.
Besides,
I
But
would
it's there.
imagine it does. I mean, they got it working right in Dark Souls 3. They just completely forget how to do it over the course of however long. Although, actually, I guess most of this was not done by From themselves, so... They're busy with their mystery games.
Could be a lot of things. But yeah, it's Souls 1, higher frame rate, everything looks a bit brighter and a bit cleaner. While still being Souls 1's, grungy aesthetic. It's alright. Souls 1, but the player base has briefly come back out of hibernation.
Yeah, that's exactly it. What they're really selling is a revival of Souls 1's multiplayer.
Alright, that is not the item I was planning to use, but, if there happens to be someone looking for a co-op, exactly here on the lower Berg stairs, there it is.
Yeah, I guess they didn't change the menu up at all. 'Cause
Yeah,
Dark
same
Souls
menus.
3 had a pretty good idea in that they stuck like this little bar of semi-frequently used items that appear just as you hit pause. So you could put like your summon sign there and a couple other things. Embers, or in this game, humanity is an idea to put there. Stuff like that.
Yeah, no such change-ups here.
Also, Pyromancy looks a bit prettier. There's like some extra effects in there that I don't think were there already in the
Yeah,
base game.
all the fire effects are more vibrant. Brighter oranges, more particles.
Just like that explosion upward mini pillar thing, I don't think was there at all in base Dark Souls.
Yeah, they took the bloom lighting out of Izalith. I've seen screenshots of that. You can actually use human eyes to perceive the environment. You don't feel like you're staring at a real volcano and going blind.
Aw. But it is a volcano. No, that's a good thing.
Yes.
That's cool. Although, if it's still full of the dragon legs...
It's still the same Izalith, but
Yeah.
it's easier to look at.
The latter half of Izalith is fine, but the first half just might as well not have anything in it at all.
I guess I might as well eat a human.
I mean, if you think you can take the goat as you stand...
Well, I'm not gonna fight the goat yet. I want the other route in here as well. I am not quite that confident in my goat strats. Yeah, still specifically need key to depths to get in there.
And
Can't snap
as
open
I...
the tower for the better run back.
Yeah, definitely. And I forgot about the gaping key when I said that in the chat before. Or whatever it's actually called, the key the gaping dragon drops. So you can't get into the depths the back way from Blighttown.
Want anything out of other undead merchant right now? Cannot afford a purging stone. I should just item soul and buy a purging stone.
Yeah, having one of those around just in case is a good idea.
And then with that open, Firelink becomes the preferable goat waypoint. I guess. It remains pre-kindled.
Yeah, it's pre-kindled, and you have to deal with a lot less thieves on your way there. So you said there's a Covenant menu at the bonfire. How does that work?
I don't really know what it might do for you, since right now all I have visible is Way of the White.
Oh, yeah.
Just a list there. I would guess that's just, it lets you switch covenants without needing to worry about pardoning.
Yeah,
or
probably.
refinding their mentors.
That's cool. That's another really good thing that Dark Souls 3 did, was it just made covenants an equipable item and gave you like a covenant slot on your menu that you could just swap in and out whenever you wanted to. And that also meant that stuff like the area defense covenants or Way of the Blue Sentinel / Dark Moonblade getting summoned to protect people didn't require a ring anymore. It just required that you equip the relevant covenant. Though
That's
I don't know if it managed that in this game. Probably still wants the rings, but
probably. Okay, switching from that menu still counts as abandoning. That's a step up, though. That still saves you the busy work of walking to each HQ.
yeah, you just have to walk to Oswald, and instead of walking to Oswald and then wherever the hell else you need to go.
Of course, as far as other actual changes, there is the one added bonfire at Vamos. So you can warp to
Oh.
Vamos.
Well, that's kind of them.
Thief leather. Mostly worse than swamp rags. Better stab defense, and that's it.
And lightning, apparently. Not that you really have to worry about anything that uses that.
Thieves resist wholly. If I get into the black leather set, go pretty quick on the roll. Alright, let's... Capra? Let's not. What even happened there? The layout... There's only one dog here, and they moved it further back? What? Or was that just like variance in Capra? Like, there's normally a lot of chaos in how Capra actually starts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Capra's a real weird fight. Got him. Let's get more goat data. Conduct the science. You're in the world of bosses with bad runbacks. Okay, yeah, there's the second dog. It's further back. And weird about that. I've now properly entered the arena. Commence goat battle. Good fight. Good mistimed roll. That point in a fresh run where you need to slow yourself back down because you're used to the later fights. Acceptable. Ah, he did the move. The leap attack that just manages to scrape through up here. And man, I am very not used to, like, slashing animations at all as a thing. I tend to use either things that stab or things that overhead swing. But every axe move is a chop from the side.
Yeah, I think the hand axe has a different moveset from the bigger, more crushy axes, but it is somewhat closer to a dagger or a sword or something like that than things you usually use.
Do have the Morning Star. This is closer to my normal. Yeah, that overhead R2 and the more vertical two-handed attacks.
Though, I seem to recall a conversation we had with Doc that this is apparently like the most garbage weapon in the game,
Maybe.
damage-wise.
Well, it is strike. Or at least it says it's strike. It could be lying.
Oh, does it say just strike?
Yes.
So there was something about like it being a split strike pierce or something weird like that.
Strike Pierce or Strike Slash. Morning Star is also unupgraded though. Would be that much of a step back. "60 frames of dogs."
What more could you need? It'll be worth it to go back to the parish at level 1 with a basic set of swamp magic. To go try to co-opt with people and have, like, iron flesh. Have flash sweat in an area where nothing uses fire. Well, the one gargoyle. The both gargoyle. I mean, I think you can get Fire Orb. Far superior to Fireball. And there's always Combustion.
There is always combustion. Just always the problem, you can't roll through dogs.
They're rather large. This axe is very shiny. I don't feel like any weapon was this shiny in Prepare to Die. Everything is glossier. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It makes me wonder what some of those later swords are gonna look like.
Like, look at my shield. Look at this plank
Yeah,
of wood that's been
yeah, it's wood. They just
varnished to hell and back.
yeah, they just varnished and polished and went all out on that thing.
Okay. Two-handed R1 with this hatchet can one-hit a dog. I need to take each first opportunity I can to remove a dog.
Yeah, offense is defense.
Or they can have me completely surrounded and hedged into a corner. The dog is larger than it should be. How did that prevent me from climbing stairs? I've been crimed.
It happens.
The crime stance.
I think you might be able to kick them out of it. Ooh, that's another question. Did they add guard breaker posts? Probably not.
Probably not. I don't think so. I have kicked shielded people and just gotten normal hits on them.
Yeah, okay.
For the most
That's
part, questions of did they add or no. Did they fix or maybe.
That's fair though. It's still Dark Souls 1.
Too many changes to the mechanisms and it would become an actual different game. And like demand change-ups of the challenges themselves. Okay. I may now have a run of Capra that's actually beginning. Sort of.
Kind of.
Fireball, please. Okay. You've done your job, Fireball. There.
There we go. Goat over.
And Laurentius isn't too far into here. Just down the road. Right down the road.
You know, it's just down the road. There's totally a road here.
Have I happened to find any bolts? No. Because I have a light crossbow.
The Hollow Merchant might sell them.
I was just thinking for the immediate use of that butcher is about to drop.
Yeah.
Or not? Weird.
I would be the thank you. I'm
Come on, friend, detained. And in that case, just, yeah, bone out of here. I could get Large Ember, but nah. No need. Not now. Later.
Well, I see. Yeah, I have my. Oh yeah, I think you have an. I'll be pleased to. Yeah, wonderful. Right, let's get.
Flush in, Iron Flesh, Flash Sweat, and Fireball. Fire Orb is there, but hideously expensive. And do some hand reinforcing. How does that factor in to if weapon scaling is part of the matchmaking? How do they assess hand?
Oh, they've done that now?
They claimed they did it. People are saying it's probably not actually in effect.
Huh. Well, if they did do it, they treat it as a weapon. Spell catalysts in Dark Souls 3 counted as weapons for that. So I would imagine the Pyro Hand would count here, as it did in 3.
I have 2 attunement slots as a basic pyromancer. I can bring in twice the fireball, or the iron body. Powerful swamp kung fu. And it is very shiny.
It was already pretty shiny in base Dark Souls 2. Actually, I think the biggest change is that it's more colorful now. You're not as washed out.
Oh, and this group is now all here.
I would. So it was.
You think we... Did I... By the...
You time jumping. You might.
Alright, back to lazing around the parish. Well, reattach myself to local bonfire. Just in case. I want to also say a bunch of the sound is more crisp, but then I'm also wearing a better headset than the one I had back for my other runs of this game, so maybe the sounds were always there.
Probably a little of both.
Don't get yourself.
Really, if I wanted to do offensive multiplayer, I'd go down to Darkroot and join the Forest Hunters. That would be the way to do it. That's probably a very active zone right now.
That is probably on fire, much like it was at launch, and much like the Belfries were at launch in Dark Souls 2.
Good about making those arenas very close to the start of the game.
Yeah, 3 follows through with that, though it also has one towards the end of the game. It's got 2.
Right. I misplaced my humanities at some point during camper fights. There was a non-retrieval wedged in there.
Wow, I didn't realize fireballs did that much shield damage. Broke his guard in one shot.
Pretty weighty spell. Yeah, the bell has not stopped ringing. There is a lot of people going through. No one opened themselves up to level 1 Pyromancer co-op. My level should absolutely not be too high for any area. I'm level 1.
If anything, it might be too low. I mean, level 1 is the way to go for invading, because you invade up, and you can invade anyone who is a higher level than you, or the same. But for co-op, the range is both up and down, or
Yeah,
at
so you
least it
want to be
was.
near the middle. Unless that too has been adjusted.
Yeah, we have no idea. I was just Googling, trying to figure out how the hell it works now, and nobody knows.
I have to wonder how people extracted the math for the original game, even. All I know is there is an option in the network settings here for unrestricted sign visibility and global matchmaking, and I'm in on both of those.
What is the other option for summon sign visibility?
I don't know. I thought I'd upvoted this message. Maybe it was a different, wrong, illusory wall ahead. Either way, I approve of this. Good. Keep people guessing. The other one of the tangible changes that I've been able to witness is Flask while a Phantom is in. Flask's in, Humanity out for Phantom healing.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that too.
That is in play.
It works like Dark Souls 3 does, I think, where phantoms get half Estus.
The tragedy of a common multiplayer zone whose fire is not inside of its bounds.
Yeah, I'd say move your sign closer to the boss fog, but it's not like 2 or 3 where you can open yourself up to summoning anywhere. You have to rehuman at a bonfire, so
Yeah, so
they
people
will
will
see it.
be arriving and traversing while signs are visible. That high definition grody roasted ladder. Also, compare high definition grody roasted ladder to high definition grody roasted swamp necklace. Some rocks on a string. Decorative.
I mean, gems are rocks too, really.
Swamp rocks.
Wait, Ember ahead? What does that even mean? Was Ember in Dark Souls 1's original message vocabulary?
Yeah, for the blacksmith upgrades. For those
Oh,
upgrades.
right, duh. I'm so used to thinking of the coals in Dark Souls 3 instead. That didn't even occur to me.
Go times rolling. Getting a little bit of activity earlier.
Oh, people did summon you before?
Yes. It's just possible most new people are getting to more than level 20 before arriving here. Ah, there we go. There was one person who summoned me and then almost immediately afterwards banished me back out. Change of mind, I guess.
I mean, yeah. Or they didn't know about password matching and they were like, ah, it's my friend's sign. No, wait. I've made a mistake.
Your friend is not Humid Daniel. Or, okay, they've gone ahead. It was sound from above. I'm not sure whether it's showing character name or it's probably still showing Steam name. Maybe. In which case, no, your friend was not Garth Marenghi's Dark Wraith. Alright, they are at the wall. Probably. Maybe.
Maybe they're freeing Lutric.
Maybe. Where else would they be? Character names? Alright, then yes. People are seeing Humid Daniel.
And this person named their character Shadow Fiend.
Yes. One of the folks who was someone who had named their character Help Me. So I'm sure they're having a wonderful time.
Wherever they are.
Jolly cooperation abound. Alright, host player, where are you though? There, okay. And you have a gold friend as well. Hello.
I don't know what exactly I was expecting for Shadow Fiend, but Cleric was not it.
Yeah, half flasks. I'm standing here with a whole two of flask. Alright, we are off to the races. And they got a tail cut, very good. Right. If any Sun Bros are there, everyone gets a medallion.
Yep.
I get a free
They're
Sun medal.
They are very friendly.
This is a very natural combination of progressions. Trees obstruct people's view of the sun. Clear a path to luminosity. Yeah, I'm gonna need a couple of co-op wins before I could put Humid Daniel into the Sun Brothers. Only has 8 faith.
Yeah, so you need quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, 4 co-op victories will be necessary to make Humid Daniel valid for Sunlight. wonder how much like the peer-to-peer elements of Souls 1's networking are still in play. Because that would part of let things like the connectivity mod continue to work. That it was just a substitute wrangler for that versus whatever real servers exist.
Yeah, I think that is, well, as much as we can trust any claims, I'm pretty sure that they are using a model analogous to 2 or 3 now.
Server-driven. Tragic. Gonna go tune Flash Sweat. See how that looks in high definition. Well, high frame rate. In remaster. Mastery of Sweat.
I mean, of all the things they've changed, it looks like particle effects are definitely changed the most, so it could well look quite different.
Yeah, like, man, just look at the pyro hand while it's equipped. That's much more actively on fire than it used to be.
Honestly, I think that's the best the Pyro Hand even has ever looked. Even Dark Souls 3, it looked kind of awkward. It was more on fire in 3, like it is now, but it also looked kind of like vaguely texture blobby. This actually looks fiery. I might be mixing it up a little with the Dark Hand in 3, though. Because the Dark Hand was definitely a little not enough effort put into it in 3. Appearance-wise, anyway.
That is a powerful animation.
Oh, my goodness,
I never noticed
yeah.
the noise. Was that noise always there for Flash Sweat?
It was. It totally was.
Become the swamp. Hydrated souls. High levels of swamp magic let you convert spiritual energy directly into humidity.
Become the walking swamp.
Right, that's another way this makes perfect sense. The sun takes idle, lazy, dead water and lifts it into the air, where it can become clingy and suffocating as proper. There is no difference between sun and wetland.
The sun is just the swamp of the stars.
I spent enough time in Prepare to Die multiplaying in this zone that I know like exactly where the borders of this co-op area are. It's quite large. Remarkable how much like these bridges and corridors are in the same area as the main parish.
It pretty much just extends to all areas that can count the gargoyles as their boss fight.
Gets cut off at
Which-
like the switch gate, or no, not even the switch gate. Because I distinctly recall invading some people to hit that switch and close that gate again. And fighting over the switch. Not fight the person, just fight for the switch. Only engage them to get them to back away from the switch, then hit the switch. Then dare them to approach the switch. Good times.
Excellent.
I mean, once you have the bonfire and the elevator, you don't need that door for anything. It's fine.
No, it's just there. You don't need it. Give the gate something to do with its life. It's bored.
Yes, get initiated in the swamp arts and learn the true formula for raw water. The many names of water. Water is fire. Well, I'm for waiting. Hmm. Gonna buy Fire Orb. Then, maybe Humanize. Probably Humanize. Humanize, Kindle, and maybe receive cooperation.
Oh, well, don't play.
It would also be a good way to get an idea of just how many people are in range with you, and what level of C of summon signs you get.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna human from up here and Kindle up here. That bell keeps counting me. Doing what I can to be a good neighbor.
Well, you need it. Don't get yourself killed.
Alright. Human in the parish. Countdown to invasion. Countdown to first friendly sign. Alright, there's plenty of people here. Let's get Humonglous.
Oh wow, yeah, forget putting your sign closer to the
Yeah,
boss
this
hog.
seems to be the agreed upon location.
Yeah, people were probably just already having a full party by the time they saw you.
Actually, no, yeah, you were out earlier. Sure, let's build a team. Off we go. Alright, everyone's good. Let's go ring that bell. Gargoyle. And cooperation of the gargoyle often just means a free axe tail.
They know what they're doing.
Jolly cooperation. Help put more sunlight metals into the economy. First bell.
Greet, I am out thou art who cometh up.
And just go ahead and duck out of the way of the white. Get that gesture. Nah, I don't need biting rings. Not right now. How is the remaster so far? It is! It's Souls 1. It's there.
It has some convenience features, and the particle effects are much prettier. Otherwise, you know, standard HD remaster thing.
Yeah, there's the close-up on it. It turned out less blue in practice. It kind of normalizes colors a bit. Still some very good sharp face bones on Humid Dan. Old Human Dan. This perfect swamp child. Maybe if I dress up a little nicer. Battle Dan. It's some larger number of souls for the crest, right?
Oh yeah, I think it's 20,000, 25,000, something like that.
The crest is large.
Well, I've used needed.
I have the stats necessary for Battling Axe, I think. I have 12 strength.
Be careful.
Yes, I do. 12 and 9.
Well, you need it.
Yeah, so I can Battle Axe. I could not Wart Pick. And 20,000 for the crest.
Don't get yourself.
And I wield the Gargoyle Axe at level 1. No. Not enough dex. Strength-wise, I could two-hand it. I suppose the only other real missing ingredient here for Dan is if I went and got him, like, the crest shield. Grass shield to wear around.
Yeah, get some extra stamina regeneration out of it.
Otherwise, he is mostly good to go.
Yeah, if this is a level 1 run that you're doing, it pretty much is pyromancy, get some weapon that you can use and upgrade it and start rolling.
Surely we can get one more cooperation out. At least. Plenty of folks gathered at this junction. So much blood in this hole.
A mob of regular hollows is in fact quite scary, and invites you to underestimate it.
Yeah, Battle Axe versus Hatchet. Undeniable increase in power. Much slower. Much noticeably slower than Hatchet.
Is its one-handed strong attack vertical too?
Yes.
Okay, so there's that much at least.
Yeah, both strong attacks are vertical. Seeing someone kindle is probably a pretty reliable sign of friendship is about to happen. They're human anyway, they're heading this way. if you kindle here, you're probably doing it to prepare for Gargoyle. Or, I suppose, if you're deeper in preparing for Sens. Maybe. The game's been out a day, people have already cleared it by now. Come on. Go when you're home. Perfect. This still is the Souls experience of waiting around trying to be helpful.
I mean, to be fair, you're there.
Yep.
You know that you're available to other people. In any other game, you'd just be sitting in a lobby. Here, you can at least goof around and poke things.
I think this bridge is one of the edges of the zone. No. Surprising. Maybe this... Okay, yeah, the other end of the bridge. This has switched me down to mid-roll. All this outfit. Probably mostly from the weight of the hat. $15 out of 51. There we go. Lightened up. Okay, I was wrong about the large gate here. The hog courtyard is a separate zone.
Interesting.
A Gravelord sign.
Oh my.
Someone is Gravelording here.
So, even though
Mr.
it doesn't seem to be...
Bonyface is Gravelording here. What a good Gravelord name. I must destroy them. Yeah, the
So,
Phantoms. Well, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I didn't see any effects of Gravelording, no red phantoms or anything, but
The
you can
signs.
still you can
Signs will
still
tell
go
me.
and try to kill him. Mr. Bonyface.
I will find you, Boneface. Skullface. Where are you? Where are you, Gravelording? Ah, there he is. I don't think he saw me. Oh no, there he did. And iron-bodied. The Mr. Boneface. Alright, we have traded flames.
Oh my, Chaos Flames.
Well met, Boneface. Yeah, it's a set of moss armor.
Whoa, what is with all that red suddenly?
A lot more
Phantoms
color.
bleed?
Still human, though. And they're still up there, Gravelord.
Yeah, you didn't lose any souls either, but it still booted you back to the bonfire.
Gravelording! Yeah, their mark is still right there. They're just waiting here for challengers. Gravelords in the year 2018. Oh, you're over there now. Come on. I will destroy you. At least once. Stop squirming. Is something else now invaded me? No. Alright, there was a cooldown. What? Failed to invade what? Come on. Come on. Face me! Skull face me! You cannot run from me, Skullman. Show yourself, coward.
I think our Grave Lord might be a little confused.
What is going on? Come on. How this is supposed to work is the person who is Gravelording throws down an eye and they infect some other player somewhere with Gravelordness. Which on New Game 1 doesn't do anything to the infectee. And then a summon sign for them will appear and wander around. It follows around where they are in their own world. And you counter-invade them to murder them to get rid of the Gravelording. And then somehow this process gives them more eyes.
It's if, whenever they kill someone who invades them, they get more eyes. I think that's it.
Yeah, if that's it, then they want me to fight... Oh, disasters are gone after the death of Gravelords. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's it. Someone else invaded them. That's
Got
why.
them. Alright, they were busy. Then, but still giving a sign in my world. Mysterious. Yes, the real Dark Souls. Farewell, Boneface. Living the dream, actually Gravelording.
I Gravelorded a bit back in original Dark Souls 1. I wasn't very successful at it, though.
Every time they try to do a PvP gimmick Covenant, it's like, oh, that sounds neat, and then tends to handle horribly. I think the higher native frame rate makes the ragdolls bouncier.
Probably, yeah. Just, calculating physics more often.
If it seemed to launch more crisp. I did not get the dried finger. Didn't buy most of the things from various merchants while getting out here.
Yeah, I will say, as far as PvP gimmicks go, the Rat Covenant in 2 actually works fairly well.
Gimmicks that are stapled to a location work well. Any gimmick that's supposed to wander around, in general, has more trouble.
I think the only example of that is Gravelording, though. I guess the getting summoned as a Blue Sentinel or Blade of the Dark Moon in 3.
Yeah. Souls 1. It's here. It functions. It's Souls. Again. There it is. Disaster's gone after defeat of a Gravelord servant. He's still out there. Poneface remains at large.
Apparently performing about as well as I did.
And yes, you can gesture cancel. Gesture, into gesture, into gesture. I wonder if you could port save files over. Likely not, but man, what if I could just directly deposit Omni into Remaster?
That would be interesting. I mean, they don't seem to have changed much of anything about stuff that would go in a save file.
Return of Garth. Yeah, I think the rest of the session is going to be looking for those 2 additional co-op victories over the gargoyles. It shouldn't take more than an hour. Just as a general observation, everything is glossier. Like, look at these, like, tiny speckled highlights on these rocks. These rocks are shiny. Everything is metal now.
Yeah, even your hood, like from behind, for a while I thought you were wearing a helmet.
Yeah, everything has a nice coat of grease. That's the remaster. High gloss. All the lubricant they had to apply to get those 60 frames.
Running so fast, but at what cost?
The damp souls. Got him. My hands are definitely trying to 8-way roll still during a lot of fights.
Yes, that full 360 degrees of motion is no longer here. Well, if you're locked on anyway. You could just learn to play unlocked, but
Yes.
and actually, as a pyro, learning to aim fireballs unlocked is a pretty damn good idea in Dark Souls 1. The lock-on does not always work, as you discovered in the gargoyle fight.
It happens. Numbers do not matter.
Basically meaningless.
Ah, disasters are gone after the defeat of a Gravelord servant.
Poor Mr. Bonyface. It's just not their day.
Boneface will endure. I believe in Boneface. They have the right stuff. Boneface is well invested in this idea of low-level gravelording. It was like a pretty straightforward best of early game equipment for the most part. Things you can find up here.
They got the Drake sword. They somehow got Great Chaos Fireball.
Yeah, fireballs are good guard breakers. Oh. Number 3?
Yeah, I never really noticed before. I don't think they're quite as good at that in 2 and 3. But here, it's quite nice.
Alright, now what are they up to? Waiting for... The legend will never die. There's a work in progress there. There's an investment. A legend in the making.
Wonderful.
Absolute unit over there.
Eschewing all clothing until they obtain that which they desire.
That is dedication to the craft. Ah, disaster's gone after the defeat of a Gravelord servant. The legacy of Boneface lives on.
The legacy of Boneface dies over and over again.
Boneface can never die. Only the actors who portray him.
Oh, Boneface, how are you losing? You have all the things. You put work into this.
Is Giant Dad arch rival of Boneface? Just weekend Giant Dad?
Appropriate.
Right, so we've cleared the path, but our host went the other direction, so... He's just out there doing something else. Maybe they're new here. Alright. I think we're underway now. Are we? What's...
Yeah, they just want to free Lautrec over there. You can't just leave Lautrec in his cell.
They're wearing a hollow waistcloth for now as a placeholder. That is the one piece of clothing they're willing to don. Two more gargoyle victories will also conveniently be enough to buy the crest.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice tangible early game goal. They don't allow much time for victory gestures.
No, once it's done, you're out. There's none of that delay that 2 and 3 let you just goof around and celebrate for a while.
One more. Such a good animation on the pyro punch. It doesn't look like an attack. That looks like a friendly ribbing. That's a gesture, not an attack. Part of your morning swamp workout.
This is very important. You gotta have good arm strength if you're gonna lob fireballs at people. That fire is heavy.
Gotta get the airflow going. Sadly, Pyro Hand is not a feasible melee weapon in this. Much as regular old Bear Hand isn't. Closest you will get is getting yourself in a fire enchanted melee weapon of regular sword. Burning Kestis.
Yeah, in 2 it might be, like, workable, just with the way that, 2 just conflates attack power with spell buff, so the Pyro Hand would necessarily have pretty good fire damage on it. 3, though, they just give it combustion as in R2 or L2, so it can't even punch anymore in 3. You just always have combustion attached to your fist.
A free spell.
Three does have the Demon Fist's weapon, though, which you can punch with your hand burning red if you want. Also, the Dark Hand is weirdly a good punching weapon in 3.
Can't wait till I get access to the more elaborate ragdolls. Snake people at 30 FPS.
Yeah, Snake People at
60
60
FPS.
has gotta be nuts.
Snake people were wild enough at 30. 60 frames of snakes. I like ragdolls of swamp monsters. Nice.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Football.
Ragdolls.
Alright, I didn't finish my current cycle. I can deal with the top floor again. Rolled very the wrong way. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, the step forward on that vertical overhand actually gives it a lot more reach than it seems like.
Good move. Boulder hat. That weighs more than Gargoyle hat. So that would put me, yeah, back into mid. Maybe with fancier hat but smaller axe? How much lighter is my hatchet? Two points lighter than the battle axe. Nope, still medium. Have to save weight somewhere else. Lighter shield, maybe?
I think the wood shield is probably among the lighter shields, though.
Yes. Yes, it is. Wizard gloves, wizard gloves. That is the missing link. The one remaining straw. Now I can at least advertise in a gargoyle helm. That's Dark Souls. There are people around. We're seeing ghosts. We're hearing bells. I never looked at like the side art on this altar before. Got like some manner, roadman, a lion, a couple of goats, an orb haver, maybe an egg haver. Presenting it toward the centerpiece. There's some like wheat down there in the corner. Got fancy decorated robes. And the same art on the other panel, mirrored. Both presenting egg to this statue of a mother and child. There's kind of an arc with these bird sculptures on the light fixtures. Ah, that's hoverwood. That broke and stuck in place. Or it was intact while everything around it had shattered. The power of miracles. Come on, there's gotta be at least one more gargoyle fight left in the afternoon cred. There we are. This isn't Gabe.
How could you ever mistake him for Gabe? It's impossible.
Now in 60 FPS! Disconnected and
that's
returning
excellent.
to your world. Something went wrong.
Oh, they probably disconnected because they got invaded by that bagel person.
Maybe. They summoned too many frames. It was up to 180 frames. Yeah, no, sadly, nowhere in this word list appears to be egg.
Really, in the game that has the egg that attaches itself to your head, egg is not in the message vocabulary?
Doesn't appear to be.
That's so weird.
There's bug. But not egg. Maybe once non-Gabe sorts that out, they'll gather another crew. Oh yeah, loading back in after a summon puts all the ragdolls back in their spawn locations. Every time I look back in the general direction of the summon sign, just man, it's much brighter than it used to be. That really stands out. Grossly incandescent. People are still out here ringing that bell. Go try to find the one person who wants co-op help for Taurus Demon. Try by the stairs for a bit. I'm gonna use that. Go buy the crest, and then resume waiting. To have that out of the way.
Well, I need it. I'll get you.
There we go. Buy a bunch of trash ammo just to have it around. There we go. We missed one, somehow.
I love how everyone started Pyromancer. They just all knew, yes, Pyromancer. That's the soul starting class.
It's a strong start. And phase 2 is already underway by the time I arrive. Amazing. That's 4 co-op victories. So Dan should be ready to go gold. Hey look, you can offer batches of Covenant items in a single action.
Yay. Finally.
Finally here. Yeah, with all that out of the way, next stop is Blight. We'll probably take the back door to Blight. People have reported that Blighttown no longer has any frame rate issues here in the remaster. That's fine. It doesn't mean I have to go there. Blighttown's fine.
Yeah, that's one of the few things I heard about the remaster before today, is that Blighttown now is no longer a performance disaster. Though you'll still probably get to experience some of that. Even the back entrance ends up a little bit on a separate branch of scaffold mess.
Oh, hello. Oh, please, as always. Goodbye then. Come back.
Yeah, there's an opening session. Souls 1, again, it's here. stay hydrated.